Hi everybody, welcome to week 1 of your book study for Phonics A to Z. This week is a really exciting week because it is basically asking the grand question of what is phonics. So this is definitely going to be our shortest section, but we are going to do some work outside of the section in the book connected to some of the things that it discusses. So just to kind of start, our weekly goals or our weekly outcomes, we're really looking here to deepen our understanding in the area of the science of reading and how it has impacted our phonics instruction, and really taking that and thinking about how we need to have students with solid phonics skills in order for them to comprehend and interact with complex texts. And so this chapter is going to think about how we connect comprehension and phonics, and then also how that is very important for interacting with complex texts. The other thing that we're going to look at is the history of phonics instruction. And it starts back in the 1600s, and I found that section of this chapter to be particularly fascinating. And then of course we end with the simple view of reading and the reading rope, which we know is our most current and best practice around reading instruction, but it takes us through the history of that, which I find fascinating. And then another thing I wanted to point out in this chapter is that Wiley talks about the 10 important research findings about phonics starting on page 14, but the one I want to direct you to is number 9 on page 22, and it talks about how a teacher's knowledge of phonics affects his or her ability to teach phonics. And so this one talks about taking a survey of language knowledge, and the one that they're referencing in here is a private one and I couldn't get access to it, but one of the activities that we're going to do connected to this one is we're going to take a similar language survey, and I have it linked in Schoology, and when I took it I was like, oh my goodness, there's still so much I don't know, even after watching all of you do the most amazing phonics lessons I've ever seen in the last year. And so it was really eye-opening, and just thinking about how I need to be better if I'm going to be better for kids. And so that one was really eye-opening, and I really enjoyed that. And then another thing that we are going to do is do some planning ahead. On page 23, there's a specific list there of ways that we can get parents involved in our phonics instruction. And so I think this is going to be a really great time to pick something from that list of recommendations. And some of them are kind of unrealistic, but I think it'll be nice for you to have some time to forward think about how you want to get parents involved specifically in the area of phonics for your kiddos. And I know this looks different K-5 in what we're doing. So I think this will be a nice time to take a moment, reflect, look back through your benchmark materials, mostly probably online because I know you didn't bring all of that stuff home. But I think it'll be nice to go back through and think about how can I be really thoughtful about engaging my parents in this one particular area of instruction, because we know this is a very important area of instruction when we are considering readers comprehending complex texts in general. So I think this is going to be a really fun week. And then the final thing I wanted to mention, if you enjoyed as much as I did that section about the history of phonics instruction, I think a lot of you have checked it out, but there's also a podcast, and you can get it Spotify, Apple, whatever. It's called Soul to Story, and it's more about like the history of reading overall. And so I would highly recommend checking that out if you are laying by the pool this summer and need something to listen to. Anyway, but that's a really good one also, just to kind of further your understanding around how reading instruction has changed. But have a great week. Email me with any questions, and I will be sure to get back, and I will see you for section 2. Bye.